and welcome to OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. My name is Bertha, and during this show we'll be revisiting women throughout history. Today we're here with Anne Hutchinson, a Puritan who expressed her first distrust in her society and its treatment towards women. So, Anne, what were your beliefs towards women during this Puritan age?
Well, I believe that women should be individuals. They should have freedom to express their own thoughts, their speech, and worship for themselves.
Go women! Why did people consider this a sin?
My only sin was being able to think for myself. This was a time when women were considered nothing but servants to their husbands, and that was not okay. I believe that women should be able to do whatever they wanted.
So how did you express your beliefs when so many people were against them?
Well, I started a women's club. I held meetings in my house so we could discuss scriptures and pray and review sermons that we weren't allowed to.
How did people feel about this?
I got a lot of support from the women in the colonies. However, John Winthrop viewed me as a threat to the authority of men. However, I did leave my mark on the Puritan society.
Well, thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Bertha.
Turkey! Today, we're here with Abigail Adams, the wife of John Adams, the second President of the United States. While John Adams went to the Constitutional Conventions, Abigail stayed home. What was life like at home while your husband was away at the Constitutional Conventions?
When my husband was away, I fulfilled his duties by taking care of the children in our farm.
How were you involved in women's rights?
Well, every day I made it a very important thing to write to my husband and saying my importance and expressing my idea of importance in involving women's rights in the Declaration of Independence.
Thanks for coming, Abigail.
Anytime.
Here we are with Lucretia Mott, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and Susan B. Anthony. These are the women who planned the famous Seneca Falls Convention. How did you ladies meet?
Lucretia and I met at the house of Jane Hunt in Waterloo, New York. This is where we planned the Seneca Falls Convention.
Me and Elizabeth met on a street corner in Seneca Falls in 1851.
What exactly was accomplished at the Seneca Falls Convention?
We made the Declaration of Sentiments, which 68 women and 32 men signed that day. The Declaration demanded women the right to vote and to be treated equally.
Since then, what have you been doing for women's rights?
I have helped run the National Women's Rights Convention in different cities throughout the United States.
In 1866, I ran as a congressional candidate in the state of New York. Sadly, yet gratefully, I received 24 out of the 22,000 votes cast.
In 1872, I and 15 other women voted in an election. I was tried and fined for $100, which I still haven't paid. Acts like this are needed to draw attention to our cause.
Alice Paul, a Maine suffragist from the 1920s. Welcome, Alice. And how did you become a suffragist for women?
Hello, Bertha. Actually, I grew up in a Quaker community, and the foundation of the Quaker faith was equality for the sexes. So that principle or foundation is what drove me to become a suffragist for women. Equality for men and women. That is what I was taught, that is how I grew up, and that is how I chose to become a suffragist for women.
So, what caused you to join the militant suffragettes movement?
Well, Bertha, I joined the militant suffragist movement after I heard Emmeline Pankhurst speak, and I heard her motto, deeds, not words. I realized that patience and petitioning were not getting anything done. They were not moving the women's movement as I had wanted. So I started to join the militant movement. I did deeds, and I practiced, and I myself smashed 48 windows trying to get people's attention. Vote! In the end, women all around the world started petitioning for their right to vote.
Wow. What was it like after the 19th Amendment and the Civil Rights Acts passed?
After the 19th Amendment was passed, I was very happy. I was satisfied that I, along with all other women, had been given our right to vote. But I had not yet felt that true equality had yet been won. So I introduced the Civil Rights Act, which stated that all men and women should be treated equally across the United States. When women realized what a difference this could make in their lives, support flooded in. It was incredible.
Thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you for caring.
Hello, we're here with Babe Didrikson, the female phenomenon athlete of her time. Tell me a little about the sports that you played.
Well, I started out excelling in basketball and track. However, eventually over the years, I joined football, and softball, and boxing, eventually going pro in golf.
When were you first noticed for your success in sports?
I was first noticed when my basketball team won the National AAU Championship. From there, I entered the Olympics for track and field, winning 5 out of the 8 events. I even set 4 world records in one afternoon.
Ow! Thank you, Babe.
Thank you, Bertha.
Today, we're here with Molly McGregor, the creator of the National Women's History Project. What sparked your interest in teaching about women's history?
Well, beginning in the early 70s, I started teaching a history class. One day, a young boy asked me, "What about women in history?" And I simply had no answer. I didn't know about women because I had never been taught, and I realized it wasn't a part of the curriculum and that it should be.
What did you do about this?
Well, I started a Women's History Week at my school and, proposed it to fellow teachers, and most agreed and started teaching that within their school. Then I went to local school boards, and they said that they would teach it if I provided a curriculum.
How did you make a curriculum?
Well, in 1981, Congress recognized a week in March as National Women's History Week. From then, it changed to National Women's History Month, so currently March is celebrated as National Women's History Month. From 1981 to 1986, the government gave us 7 grants to make textbooks and curriculum about women's history, so in total we received $550,000 to get a jump start on involving women in the national curriculum.
What effect do you think the National Women's History Project has had?
Well, children all across the nation learn about women in history today and about equal rights. And, this has contributed to projects like these. Very well, and meeting you as well.
Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha!
Let's redo it, please.
And the main principle of the Quaker faith is that men and women are treated equally.
Hello, hello.
Oh, Lord. Sorry, I had a funny thought in my head. Age when women were considered nothing but servants to their what?
Different cities throughout the United States.
She said that wrong.
Down you go.
There you go.
Not slow-mo. Come on, come on, come on.
I should just lose the glasses for once.
Just do a really dramatic well. Like,
Wow.
I'll start normal. Okay. Actually.
How did you make a curriculum?
Oh, yeah.